If you are looking for easy weeknight meals that are quick to get on the table but do not skimp on taste, I'm here to show you a couple of my go-to meals that I always reach for when I'm looking for something tasty, simple, but quick for a busy weeknight. And the first one we're going to be going through is this coconut cream chicken with white rice. This is gluten and dairy free and has been a staple since I discovered the recipe. Start off by washing your white rice and putting it into a rice cooker, and then go ahead and trim the fat off of some boneless, skinless chicken thighs and season to your liking. I will add the seasonings that I use below. Next, in a pan, you're going to add some chicken broth, diced onions, and garlic. You're going to bring that to a simmer and then add in your coconut cream. This is definitely the star of the show. Allow that to simmer for a bit and get thick. Once it's slightly thickened and brought to a boil, go ahead and add your chicken back into the mixture and let that simmer for a little bit. Do a little taste test to see if you want to add some more salt, pepper, or even some more coconut cream. I just served this over some white rice, like I said, I made in the rice cooker. Super simple, drizzled the marinade on top. This is one of my favorite dishes. And like I said, this is gluten and dairy free and honestly feels like the ultimate comfort meal. This next meal is going to be this sesame teriyaki firecracker ground chicken over white rice. First, start off by chopping up some green onion. I used about the entire stalk here. You don't have to use the entire thing. I just love green onions. Then into a bowl, you're going to add rice vinegar, sesame seed oil, honey, soy sauce, and some minced garlic. Go ahead and mix that all together and make sure it's well combined. This is where you would add in some firecracker sauce, which is really just sriracha. I personally don't like my chicken super spicy, so I just added in a little bit of hoisin sauce to add more flavor into it and then gave that another good mix. Next, into a pan, go ahead and add ground chicken and break it up, brown it, and make sure the pieces are nice and small. Then go ahead and pour the mix that we had with the soy sauce over the ground chicken and let it thicken a bit. I usually use medium heat here while it starts to thicken. You can see here it starts to boil slightly, and then I will add in the green onions. I'll give that another mix after it's all thickened and the color is nice and absorbed. This is definitely a recipe that you can just use a minute white rice with. Otherwise, just use regular white rice in a rice cooker and it's just as easy. I'll just fluff up the white rice that I have and start to plate everything. After the white rice is all fluffed and put together, I will put that onto a plate and add the ground chicken on top with any extra green onion that I may have and some sesame seeds. This meal is super easy to throw together. It literally takes me less than 20 minutes for the entire thing. Our third meal is going to be another one of my go-tos. It's barbecue chicken thighs and honey drizzled air fried Brussels sprouts. Go ahead and start off by trimming off the fat from some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I personally love chicken thighs because they are super inexpensive and they are so much better than chicken breasts. They dry out a lot less and you truly have to overcook them like significantly for them to get dry, so I will always prefer these over chicken breast. Once you've trimmed all the fat off of your chicken thighs and set them aside, go ahead and wash your hands, of course, and then trim off the ends of your Brussels sprouts and any extra like nasty parts that you see. I saw mine had a little bit of like black spots on them. I just like chop them off and put them to the side, throw them away, and any extra excess leaves. I keep these full leaves because they get nice and crispy, so you don't have to throw them all away, but just ones that don't look the best, I will end up tossing. Then you're gonna go ahead and add that to a bowl, drizzle with a little bit of olive oil and then honey. Give that a good mix. I would say you can use a spoon, but it's probably better to get in there with your hand just because the honey can be super sticky. Then we're gonna go ahead and add those to an air fryer and air fry them at 400 for about 15 minutes. Next, we're gonna go ahead and just cook our chicken thighs. I personally add a little bit of oil to my chicken thighs so they don't stick to the grill. Make sure your grill is also nice and hot before adding the chicken thighs to them so that they don't stick. Once they're cooked for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, I will literally just take barbecue sauce. My favorite one is Sweet Baby Ray's, and I will brush that over top and close the lid for them to just get a little bit warmer. By this time, your Brussels sprouts should be all ready to go, and are you kidding? Look at that golden color. There is nothing better than Brussels sprouts done this way. Those crispy leaves that you see are exactly what I was talking about when air frying those smaller pieces that fall off the Brussels sprouts. I will also add a little bit more honey on top of the Brussels sprouts after they are all done, just for some extra sweetness, and plate my chicken. I swear there's nothing better than barbecue chicken thighs on the grill. Again, super easy to cook and it takes no time. Love, love, love this meal, and it's also low carb if you need that. Okay, our next meal is going to be these shredded chicken bacon Alfredo sliders. First, you're going to start off by browning your chicken. You can also just use shredded rotisserie chicken, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and take some King's Hawaiian sweet rolls. I personally use the mini ones because they're the easiest for my kids. Slice them completely in half and then remove the top. Once that's all done, you're gonna go ahead and add shredded mozzarella to this. I didn't use any measurements, but I just added a bunch to the bottom of the Hawaiian sweet rolls. Then you're gonna go ahead and add your chicken on top of the bottom buns. Again, this could be rotisserie chicken or chicken that you just cooked in a pan. Then you're gonna add your favorite Alfredo sauce on top of the chicken. Just drizzle it on top. I personally use the Rouse brand for this. Then go ahead and add some more shredded mozzarella on top and some already cooked bacon or bacon bits. I personally cooked bacon before this and just chopped it up into small pieces because I personally think it tastes better. And then this part is optional, but you can just melt some butter into a little bowl with some garlic powder and some seasonings. You can use whatever seasonings you want and brush that over the top of the buns. I personally think it adds just another level of taste to this dish, so I just spread that on top of the buns. Popped it in the oven for 5 to 8 minutes at 350 just until they're all golden, and then cut them into sliders. We have 5 kids at home, and 4 of those kids are toddlers. One of those is an itty bitty baby, and they all approve of this recipe, so just a bonus for those busy weeknights, especially with back to school. Okay, and what is a busy weeknight meal without a crock pot? So our last meal is going to be this creamy beef and noodles. In a crock pot, you're gonna go ahead and add your stew meat into the crock pot. Go ahead and season it with some brown gravy, also some au jus gravy, and then you can also add a onion packet to this. I didn't have any on hand, but this would be really, really good in this recipe. Then go ahead and add your beef broth and give that a good stir. Next, you're gonna cook on low for 7 to 8 hours. Cooking on low is the key for this meat because if you cook it on high, it will just get really, really tough. You're gonna go ahead and add some cooked noodles to the meat. Give that a good stir until it's well combined. This is what the meat should look like. Oh my gosh, just by itself, this is amazing. But if you want to take it up an extra notch and even add some extra protein, I definitely suggest adding plain Greek yogurt into this dish. You can also just add sour cream to add to the flavor, the texture without using Greek yogurt. But these have been my go-to tried and true weeknight meals, feeding myself, my husband, and my entire family. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them below. All recipes will be in the description box below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy!